All right, guys. So I thought, I'm bored. Let's react to a video that literally everyone else on the internet has reacted to already. Bill Wurtz's History of the Entire World, I guess. Let's just get into it. Watch it. I mean, I've seen it numerous times before, but I've never looked at it from a historian's lens. I've never put my analytical skills on it. I've just watched it for fun. So let's go right ahead and check it out from a historian's perspective.
Hi, you're on a rock, floating in space. Pretty
That's true. We are on a floating rock.
cool, huh? Some of it's water. Fuck it. Actually, most of it's water. I can't
Yeah.
even get from here to there without buying a boat. It's sad.
True.
I'm sad. I miss you. How did this happen? A long time ago, actually never, and also now, nothing is nowhere. When? Never. Makes sense, right? Like I said, it didn't happen. Nothing was never anywhere. That's why it's been everywhere. It's been so everywhere, you don't need a where. You don't even need a when. That's how every it gets.
We're in that one episode of SpongeBob where Squidward goes into that like void. That's where we are at right now. Finally getting to history part.
And
We're
now they're
closing in.
everywhere. Almost. Ice Age. What? You can walk over here? Cool. Not anymore. Well, I guess we're stuck here now. Let's review. There's people on the planet. And they're chasing their food. Fuck it. Time to plant some grass. Look at this. I control the food now. Now everyone will want to be my friend and live near me. Let's all build houses, except mine is bigger because...
Accurate. Yeah, that's what happened. That's
I own
what
food. This
happened.
is great. I wonder if anyone else is doing this. Tired of using rocks for everything? Use metal. It's underground. Better farming was just invented in a sweet dank valley right in between these two rivers.
Oh, I've never heard of it as just referred as a sweet dank valley, but that works. And yeah, that's what happened.
And the animals are helping. Guess what happens next? More food, and more people who came to buy the food. Now you need people to help make the food and keep track of the sales. And now you need houses for people to live in and people to make the houses. And now there's more people and they invent things, which makes things better. And more people come and there's more farming and more people to make more things for more people. And now there's business, money, writing, laws, power, society.
That's how you explain society. Like, I have no complaints on that description of society. He handled everything. Then as food was able to be produced at higher numbers with less people needing to work on it, they were able to go off and do their own things and build stuff, and they were able to make more specialized jobs. And then yeah, that's how it works. That's society. We live in one.
Coming soon to a dank river valley near you. Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, the horse is probably being tamed. Why is all my metal so lame and lumpy? Tired of using lame, sad metal? Introducing bronze, made with special ingredient tin from the far lands of Tinland. I don't know, my dealer won't tell me where he gets it. Also, guess what? Egypt. Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, they figured out how to put wheels on a horse. Now we're getting somewhere. Also, China. And did I mention Indus River Valley Civilization?
Norte Chica. Is that gonna? That's America, right? Yeah, that's America.
The Middle East is getting more complicated. Maybe because it's in the middle of the East. Knock knock or clop clop. It's the people with the horses. And they made an empire. And then everyone else copied their horses. Greeks! Ah, look, it must be the Greeks. Or a beta version of the Greeks. Let's check in with the Indus River Valley civilization. They're gone. Guess who's not gone? China.
No, that's what happened to the Indus River. In all the classes I've taken that have briefly talked about the Indus River Valley, they just disappeared. One of the reasons is it's not a very defensible area. The Indus River Valley, if you've ever seen it, it's very flat. It's very, very flat. There's like no mountains to protect it. It's also huge. It's big. There's a lot of it. So it's not easy to defend. And then, so most likely they got conquered and died. Yeah.
New arrivals in India. Maybe it's those horse people I was talking about, or their cousins or something.
That is great. I love how he does this. He doesn't give a clear-cut answer. He's like, maybe it was these other people, because we don't really know, because it happened so long ago, and it's just great. I love that, because a lot of things, especially this far back, we have no fucking clue.
And they wrote some hymns and mantras and stuff. You could make a religion out of this. There's the Bronze Age collapse. Now the Phoenicians can get down to business. Also, can we switch to a metal that's a little easier to find? Thanks. Look who came back to Israel. It's the 12 tribes of Israel. And they believe in God. Just one, though. He's got like a 10-step program. Here's some huge heads. Must be the Olmecs. The Phoenicians make some colonies. The Greeks copy their idea and make some colonies. The Phoenicians made a colony so big it makes colonies. Here comes the Assyrian Empire. Never mind, it's the Babylonian... It's the Persian Empire. Wow, that's big. Ah, the Buddha was just enlightened. Who's the Buddha? This guy who sat under a tree for so long that he figured out how to ignore the fact that we're all dying. You can make religion out of this. Oops, China just broke, but while...
That was a very morbid explanation of the Buddha. Yeah, I don't know what else to add. I never had the Buddha explained in that way.
Was breaking, Confucius was figuring out how to have good morals. Ah, the Greeks just had the idea of thinking about stuff. And right over here, Alexander just had the idea of conquering the entire Persian Empire. It's a great idea. He was great. And now he's dead. Hopefully the rest of the gang will be able to share the empire evenly between them. Knock knock, it's Chandragupta. He says, get the hell out of here. Will you get the hell out of here if I give you 500 elephants? Okay, thanks, bye. Time to conquer all of India. Or most of India.
Great. Amazing. Great.
But what about this part? That's the Tamil Kings. No one conquers the Tamil Kings. Who are the Tamil Kings? Merchants, probably. And they've got spices. Who would like to buy the spices? Me, said the Arabians, swiftly buying it and selling it to the rest of the world. Hey, China put itself...
Entrepreneurism. Capitalism.
Back together again, with good morals as their main philosophy. Actually, they have 3 main philosophies.
Having good morals, go with the flow, fuck you, obey the... Yeah. That's 100% it. My God, when I had to study China, I took a Chinese history class on. It wasn't all of China. It was I can't remember the dynasties. The Ming was one of them, and the one before the Ming. God, I'm blanking on names. But, yeah, throughout Chinese history, you gotta learn about Taoism, legalism, and Confucianism, and how each dynasty balanced them, or which dynasty felt which of the 3 were more superior, in a sense. And it just hurt my brain.
Out here, the horse nomads run wild and free, and they would like to ransack your city. Let's check the Greekification levels of the Greekified kingdoms. Greekification overload. Bye, said the Parthians. Bye, said the Jews. Hi, said the Parthians, taking over the entire place. Hey, said the Romans, eating the entire Mediterranean for breakfast. Thanks for invading our homeland, said the Jews, who were starting to get tired of people invading their homeland. Hi, everything's great, said some guy who seems to be getting very popular and is then arrested and killed for being too popular, which only makes him more popular.
Yeah, the troop.
You can make a religion out of this. Want silk? Now you can buy it from China. They just made a brand new road to the world. Or you can get their own water. Sick, new trade routes, said India, accidentally spreading their religion to the entire southeast. That's a good place for an epic trading kingdom. There goes Buddhism traveling up the Silk Road. I wonder if it'll reach China before it collapses again. Remember the Persian Empire? Yep, said the Persians, making a new one. Axum is getting so powerful they would like to build a long stick. Has anyone populated Madagascar yet? Let's do it together. China's home again. Then it broke again.
That's Chinese history in a nutshell. It's together. Oh, no, hey, China broke again. Oh, hey, they're back together. Oh, they just broke again. Oh, okay.
Still can't cross the Sahara Desert? Try camels. Hell yeah, now we got business, said the Ghana Empire, selling lots of gold and slaves. Hi, I live in the Roman
Yeah, they did that.
Empire, and I was wondering, is loving Jesus legal yet? No. Actually, okay, sure, said Constantine, moving the capital way over here to be closer to his main rival. Don't worry about Rome, it won't fall. It's the golden age of India. There's the Gupta Empire, not Chandragupta, just Gupta. First name Chandra. The first. Guess who's in Rome? Barbarians. What's a barbarian? Non-Romans, said the Romans, being invaded by non-Romans. R.I.P. Roman Empire.
Yeah, that's what a barbarian was. Anyone not Roman was a barbarian, in a sense. Yeah.
Or actually just half of it. The other half is just fine, but it's not in Rome anymore, so let's give it a new name.
No. The Eastern Roman Empire considered themselves Romans throughout their entire history. This isn't a complaint. It's just something that it doesn't really ultimately matter, but it really doesn't matter when talking about the Eastern Roman Empire or even calling them the Byzantine Empire. But they did not those living in Eastern Rome, they considered themselves Roman. The leaders considered themselves Roman. They were even considered Roman by the outside world, by Christian Europe, all the way through their history, even into their fall in 1453 by the Ottomans. The Ottomans considered them Romans, called them Romans. So I don't really know where the name Byzantine came from. But yeah, remember, they were still Rome. They thought of themselves still as Rome, even though they didn't rule Rome.
The Mayans have figured out the stars. Oh, and here's a huge city, population everyone. The Goat Turks have taken over the entire Eurasian steppe. Great job, Goat Turks. How's India? Broken. How's China? Back together. How's those trading kingdoms? Bigger and there's more of them. Korea has 3 kingdoms. Japan has a kingdom, it's the Sunrise Kingdom. Deep in the Arabian desert, on the top of a mountain, the real God whispers in Muhammad's ear. So he goes down to the cube where everyone worships gods, and he tells them their gods are all fake. And everyone got so mad at him that he had to leave town and go to a different town. You can make a religion out of this, and maybe conquer the world as well. The Roman Empire is long gone, but somehow the Pope is still the Pope. Plus there's new kingdoms all over Europe. I wonder if there's room for Moors. Here's all the wisdom in a house.
That pun.
It's the Baghdad House of Wisdom, just in time for the Islamic Golden Age. Let's bring stuff to the coast and sell it and become the Swahili on the Swahili coast, said the Swahili on the Swahili coast. Remember this tiny space you have to go through to get from here to there? Someone owns that now. Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere? The Franks have the biggest kingdom in Europe, and the Pope is so proud that he invites the king over for Christmas. Surprise, you're the new Roman emperor, said the Pope, pretending to still be part of the Roman Empire. Then the Franks...
Oh, he did it. He did it. Maybe technically the Roman Empire.
That now.
I can pause it in the right time.
The Franks have the biggest kingdom in Europe, and the Pope is so proud that he invites the king over for Christmas. Surprise, you're the new Roman emperor, said the Pope, pretending to still be part of...
Maybe technically the Roman Empire. Yeah, there you go. Okay. The point I made earlier is completely invalid now. Thank you, Bill Wirtz, for making me feel like a dumbass.
The Roman Empire. Then the Franks broke their kingdom into what will later be called France and not France. The Northerners...
And they split because the king, Charlemagne, was like, here, you guys co-rule the empire. Yeah, that never works out.
Or just Norse if you don't have much time, are exploring. They go north, from the north to the northern north, and they find some land, 2 types of land, and they name them accordingly. They also invade some other places and get called many names, such as Vikings. There's the Rus, the Kievan Rus. Are they Vikings? I don't think so, said the Kievan Rus. Okay, fair enough. The Pope is ready to...
They were Vikings. They were Vikings. Or, well, they were somewhat Vikings. They were half Vikings. That's what I'll say.
Make some more emperors.
That's my thought on it. They probably weren't half Vikings. Probably, it's definitely more complicated than that, but there's definitely a lot of Viking in the Kievan Rus, at least at this time that we are in, when the Vikings were going on their raids and whatnot.
Of the Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. It's actually Germany, but don't worry about it. New kingdoms. Which brand would you like? Mine's better. Mine's better. Mine's better. Time to conquer England, said William. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's the Seljuk Turks. said the Byzantine Empire, who's getting so small it almost doesn't exist anymore. We need help. They need help, so they call the Pope. Hey, Pope, can you help us get rid of the Seljuks? Maybe take back the Holy Land on the way? Come on, I know you want to take back the Holy Land. Yes, I do actually want to do that. Let's do a crusade. Crusade! They did many crusades, some of which almost didn't fail, but at least the Italians got some sweet trade deals. Goodbye, Mayans.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's... Oh, the Italian states pretty much only partaked in it because they got lots of money. Lots and lots of money from it.
Hello, Toltecs. Goodbye, Toltecs. Hello, Mississippi. Look at those mounds. There's the Pueblo. I always wondered how to build a town in a cliff. Guess who's here? Come here. Where? Here. And Pagan is there. Vietnam unconquered itself, Korea just became itself, and Japan is so addicted to art that the military might have to take over the government. China just invented bombs and typing. And the Mongols just invaded most of the universe. Nice going, Genghis. I bet that will last a long time. Some of the Islamic Turks were unaffected by the Mongol invasions because they were busy invading India. Is it Tonga time? I think it's Tonga time. I just found out where the Swahili gets all their gold. Look at this Chad. Means lake. There's an empire there, right in the middle of Africa. The king of Mali is so rich he's going on tour to let everyone know. Wow, that guy's rich, everyone said. The Christians...
He was so rich that he messed up the value of gold for like a whole decade, if not more. I don't know how much long. I know it was at least a decade that pretty much the value of gold was screwed because of Mansa Musa. Just going on a traveling party to go on a Hajj. Yeah.
are doing a great job reconquering Iberia, which will soon be called Spain and not Spain. Please remain Christian. We will check in later to see if you're still Christian when you least expect. Whoops, half of Europe just died. China's back, yay! Hey, come here, time to share. New kingdoms here and there. Oh, look who controls all the islands. It's the Mahajapit, Majapahit, Mapajahit, Mahapajit, Mapajahit, Majapahit. Oh, Italy's really rich. Time for them to care a lot about art and the ancient classics. It's kind of like a rebirth. Here's a print.
Yep. You know, he's hitting it. He's hitting it right.
Let's make books. So you think you can conquer the Byzantine Empire? Yep, said the Ottoman Turks. Nice job, Ottoman Turks. Oops, you missed a spot. Don't forget to ban.
Rip in peace, Roman Empire.
Europe from the Indian spice trade. What? That's bullshit, said Portugal, spiceless. Well, I guess we'll have to find another way to India.
And yeah, that was pretty much the motivation behind colonialism. Because they didn't want to deal with the middleman. Capitalism.
Wait, said Christopher Columbus, probably smoking crack. If the world is round, let's go this way to India. No, don't worry, we already got...
I like that. Christopher Columbus did not think the world flat. He just thought he could go around the world and end up in India.
This, said Portugal.
Great.
So
I love
Chris
it.
goes to Spain. Hey, Spain, want to hire me to find India by going around back of the world? No, please, no, please, no, please. Okay. So he sails into the ocean and discovers more ocean. And then discovers the Indies and Japan. Let's draw a line to decide who gets which half of the world. The Aztec and Inca empires are off to a great start. I wonder if they know that Europe just discovered their continent. The Habsburgs are marrying into so many royal families they might have to start marrying each other. Move over, Lithuania.
I think they were a little bit more willing to marry each other than that, but, you know, I'll let it pass.
Yeah, here comes Moscow. Ivan wants to make Russia great again. Move over, Timurids. Maybe go invade India or something. Persia just made Persia Persian again. Let's make it the other kind of Islam. The one where we thought the first guy should have been the other guy. Hey, Christian.
Oh my god. Yeah. The difference between Shia and Sunni Islam. I mean, I'm not even Christian. I'm not really all too religious. But as a historian, you know, you gotta study pretty much all the religions to get an understanding of the differing cultures in different parts of the world. Otherwise, you're just a shitty historian. But that always confused me, the difference between the Shia and Sunni, and just how I still don't entirely understand it. It's like one is like, hey, no, you got to be directly related to Muhammad. The other is like, I guess maybe the strongest Muslim king is the ruler of all Muslims, I think. I'm probably wrong. I think I'm definitely wrong.
Christians, do you sin? Now you can buy your way out of hell. That's bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. That's a scam. Fuck the church. Here's 95 reasons why, said Martin Luther in his new book, which might have accidentally started the Protestant Reformation. You know what would be magnificent, said Suleiman wearing an onion hat? What if the Ottoman Empire was really big, which it is now? What if Russia was big, said Ivan, trying not to be terrible. Portugal had a dream that they controlled the entire Indian Ocean, including the spice trade. And then that dream was real. And
Yeah, no, I feel like all because Spain ruled so much of the New World that Portugal was kind of overlooked because obviously history skews European and American in our societies, or at least in the Western societies. It definitely skews that way. It's been skewing less and less, and it's been skewing more, I guess, global and more, definitely been a bigger focus on the East now, on India and China and just the spice trade in general. And now the Portuguese Empire is getting shown to be actually pretty huge in history classes. But, you know, they were what they could control, I personally think is more impressive than what the British controlled. Like, the British had more people than the Portuguese. Portuguese just had a whole bunch, like, they controlled Brazil, man. Brazil is huge.
Spain realized that this is not India, but they pillaged it anyway. Damn, said England and France. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Then
Yeah.
the Dutch revolt and all the hipsters moved to Amsterdam. Damn,
Yeah.
said Amsterdam. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Question 1, can you get to India through North America? No, but at least there's beaver. Question 2, steal the spice trade. That's not a question, but the Dutch did it anyway.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Guess where all the sugar's made? In Brazil. Stolen. In the Caribbean. And it's so goddamn profitable you might forget to not do slavery. The next
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Next thing on Russia's to-do list is to get bigger. Britain and France are having a friendly discussion about who should control the entire world, more specifically Ohio. Then it escalates into a 7-year discussion, giving Prussia a chance to show Austria who's boss. But
I still don't understand why this isn't called the First World War, because they owned like England had colonies down in Africa, had a couple colonies with all the people combined, all of the people involved in the 7 Years' War had colonies all over the world by this time. So, like, why that wasn't called the First World War, I don't get it. I feel like it should be.
But what about Britain and France? Did they figure out who's boss? Yes, they did. It's Britain. Guess who's broke? Also Britain. So they started
Yeah.
taxing the hell out of America. Fuck you.
Well, technically, they started taxing America a bit more evenly with the rest of the colonies, from my understanding. Yeah.
You, says America, declaring their independence and fighting for it. And France helps them win. Now
Not just France, but also Spain. Pretty much it was everyone in Europe. France, Spain, like everyone pretty much helped America in some way get independence. You know, there's a German general who's very influential in, just as influential as Marquis de Lafayette in training the American troops into being capable of fighting against British army
France is
and
broke.
the Hessian mercenaries, of course, because they also played a part.
And Britain will have to send their prisoners to a different continent. Wait, if France is broke, why do the king and queen still wear such fancy dresses? Let's overthrow the palace and cut all their heads off, said Robespierre, cutting everybody's head off until someone eventually got mad and cut his head off.
Yeah, no, that's what happened. Yeah, that French Revolution solved.
You could make a No, don't. Haiti
Yeah.
is starting to like the idea of a revolution, especially the slaves, who free themselves by killing their masters. Why didn't we think of this before? Wait, who's in charge of France now?
The Haitian Revolution it's a brutal revolution. Lots of death in a small country. Really sucked.
Said Napoleon, trying to take over Europe. Luckily, they banished him to an island. But he came back. Luckily, they banished him to another island. There goes Latin America.
Yeah, that Napoleonic Wars solved.
Becoming independent in the Latin American Wars of Independence. Britain just figured out how to turn steam into power, so now they can make many different types of machines and factories with machines in them, so they can make a lot of products real fast.
Industrial Revolution solved.
Then they invent some trains and conquer India and maybe put some trains there. Hey, China, said Britain, buy stuff from us. Nah, dude, we already got everything, says China. So Britain tried to get them addicted to opium, which worked actually. But then China made it illegal and dumped it all into the sea. So Britain threw a hissy fit and made them open up 5 cities and give them an island. Britain and Russia are playing a
Yeah, that's the Opium Wars. Solved.
game where they try to stop each other from conquering Afghanistan. Also, the Sultan
And in the end, the Afghanis beat them both back anyways.
of Oman lives in Zanzibar now. That's just where he lives. India
Yeah.
just had a
Yeah.
revolution, and they would like to govern themselves now. Nope, said Britain, governing them even harder than before.
Yeah, I read about. I don't think I still have the. No, where'd that book go? I have that book somewhere, I believe. There was a great book on the 1857 rebellion that I read for a class, and I can't remember the author's name, but it was. And it really just showed how brutal it was. There was. Oh, the skull of. The Skull of Adam Beg, I think is what it's called. That book, I think that's if you're interested in colonial breedings and whatnot, and Indian, or well, just Indian history, especially under the British Empire. I think the Skull of Adam Beg is a must read, because it really shows just how brutal the British were in cracking down the Indian Rebellion. It also shows the confusion that there was with that Indian Rebellion as well. It wasn't clear cut like, hey, everyone wants to rebel against the British. No, it was something that spiraled just out of control for everyone. It spiraled out of control for the British. It spiraled out of control for those that wanted change in India. And it was just a mess.
Technology is about to go crazy. The
Yeah.
United States finally figured out whether slavery is good or bad. It's bad, they decided. And then they continued manifesting their destiny.
True. Yeah. Well, for the most part, they discovered it was bad. I mean, in the 13th Amendment, there's still slavery if you're a prisoner. If put in jail, you are still you can technically be a prisoner. If you commit a crime and you are sentenced to jail, you can be used as slave labor.
Which is to kill the rest of the natives and take their land and maybe kick out the Mexicans too. I know,
Yeah.
let's rape Africa, said Europe, scrambling to see who could rape it the
Yeah.
fastest. They never got Ethiopia. Britain
They didn't get Ethiopia. That's true until a little bit later.
France are still hungry. They never got Thailand. The United States ran
They did never get
out
Thailand.
of destiny to manifest, so they're looking for more. Hawaii, Cuba. Wait, Spain controls Cuba. Well, blame something on them and go to war. What should we blame on Spain? Let's blame the Maine on Spain. So they blame the Maine on Spain.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. Yeah, the Spanish most likely did not sink the USS Maine.
Now we're in business. To celebrate, they kick Panama out of Panama and make a canal connecting the two oceans.
Well, they kicked Colombia out of Panama. They supported the Panama Revolution, and then they had a loyalist put in charge, loyal government, a pro-American government installed, and that government let them have the canal, so that they could pretty much control trade and profit.
Britain just found oil in the Middle East. It makes cars go. China is so tired of being
Oh, the U.S. flag, U.S. flag, I love it.
bossed around that they delete their old government and make a new, stronger government, which is accidentally weaker and controlled by a guy from the previous government. Europe hasn't
Yeah.
had a war since the last war, so they start World War I. Look at those guns. It's gonna be a great war. So great we won't need a second one. After it's over, they blame Germany. Russia went on
Yeah, man.
strike and the workers overthrew the government. Now everyone's paycheck is the same. Communism in the Soviet Union. The Arabs revolt and Britain helps. Now the Ottoman Empire's gone, so we can give the Jewish people a place to live. Hopefully the Arabs won't mind. Let's cut the
Actually, they were not given a place to live post World War I. They were promised a place to live, but were never given it. And the British and French also agreed to give the Middle Eastern Arabic countries freedom. They did not get freedom after World War I. They were essentially puppets under the French and British. French and British are scumbags.
Cake, said Sykes and Picot, carving up the remains of the not-so-Ottoman-anymore empire. Except Turkey, Turkey makes a brand new Turkey. And then the Saudis conquer Arabia. It just seemed like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Hello? Yes, it's the 1920s calling. Let's get in the car and drive to a party and listen to jazz on the radio and go to the movies. The economy's great and it'll probably be great forever. Just kidding. Germany's back featuring Hitler, the angry mustache model, and he's mad at the Jews for existing. Japan is...
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's Hitler. That's all I really have to add to it.
finally conquering the East, and they're so excited they rape Nanking way too hard. They should probably just deny it. Hitler's out of control.
Oh, yeah. And for the most part, from my understanding, Japan still denies it. And China and Korea are still very mad. Both North and South Korea are very mad at Japan because Japan refuses to acknowledge the numerous rapes that happened.
The international community tackles him and tries to explain why killing all the Jews is a bad idea, but he kills himself before they could explain it to him. That's World War II. Bonus round, Pacific Showdown. United States versus Japan. Fight. Finish it. Let's unite all the nations and have some world peace. Seems legit. Hi, I'm Gandhi, and if Britain doesn't get the hell out of India, I'm going to starve myself in public. Wow, that worked.
Yeah.
Bonus, now there's Pakistan. Actually, two Pakistans. One of them could be Bangladesh later. The Jews and the Arabs finally figured out which one of them should live in the Holy Land. Me, they both said at the same time. Let's divide up the land so everyone's happy. Psych, they both get angrier. Look out, China. There's a new China in China. What's on the menu? Communism. No thanks, said the other China, escaping to an island. I wonder which one is the real China.
Whichever one gives someone else more money. And right now, that is the PRC.
There's the Korean War, Korea versus Korea. Nobody wins, then it's on pause forever. Let's meet the sponsors. Oh, it's the two global superpowers. They're having a friendly debate over which economic system is good and which one is an evil virus of Satan. And they both have atom bombs. Fight! Wait, no, that would be the end of the world. Let's just keep it cool and spy on each other instead. And make sure we have enough atom bombs.
Yeah.
I'll race you to space. Now let's make some more countries fight themselves. Europe is tired of pillaging other continents, and the continents they were pillaging are tired of being pillaged. So here's a new map with new countries. Now you can't tell who they're being pillaged by. The United States.
Yeah, that's yeah, neo-colonial. Yeah, he hit the nail on the coffin again.
States finally decided whether racism is good or bad. They decided it's bad, and the world agrees.
Well, for the most part, there are still assholes out there that for some reason think that someone's color it determines their value and worth as a person. So stupid. Racism is stupid.
South Africa might need another minute to think about it. Let's check the world population. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's wild. Like, I'm sure anyone watching this has probably already heard this, but if the Thanos snap happened, if it was real, our world population would only be brought back to the population that it was back in the 1970s. 1970s. Like, my parents were like 10 years old then. Like,
Technology's better too. That might keep happening. The Soviet Union decides to relax a little and accidentally falls apart.
Yeah, no, that's the funny thing. The final Soviet Union leader, he was very much about bringing Russia to, or the Soviet Union to more of a Western example, I guess is the way to put it. He was definitely more open in opening up the country and whatnot, and bringing about it definitely more into the idealized version of communism, from what I understand, or even more into democracy, a democratic viewpoint. And but it was way too late. The economy of Russia was just in shambles, and everyone was sick of being controlled. And so now they all split up into their different countries.
Europe makes a union, so now they can all use the same money, except Britain because they don't feel like it. Let's check the mail. Surprise, it's on
And Britain eventually leaves it.
the computer. Whoops, someone just attacked America. I bet they'll remember that.
Yep.
Phone call. Surprise, it's in your pocket. Want to learn everything? Surprise, it's on the computer. Now your phone's a computer, which is in your pocket. Whoops, the economy just crashed. Don't worry, the big banks won't fail because they're not supposed to. Surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, should have let the big banks fucking just fail. Honestly. That's what capitalism's supposed to be. I mean, it's all a guessing game as to whether or not bailing out the banks is the best idea or not. Who's to really say? Because we won't know that timeline. That's a different timeline. Yeah.
Flying robots. With bombs. Want to print a brain? Some people have no friends. Some people have no food. The globe is
Yeah.
warming. And the ocean is full of plastic.
Yeah.
Let's save the planet, said everybody, not knowing how. Let's invent.
That is climate change, and everyone's response to
The
it.
thing inventor, said the thing inventor after being invented by a thing inventor. That's pretty cool. By the way, where the hell are we?
That is the history of the entire world, I guess. And no, this is a great video for getting what blows my mind about this video though is just how detailed he's able to be while also not being detailed, you know? He's able to hit on certain nuances just right with a few amount of words that explains them well enough to give you a decent understanding, or at least to give you a curiosity to go and look at it, look into it, to understand more about it. And fuck, this is just a genius video. I love Bill Wirth so much. But yeah, that was my reaction, or well, my historian reaction to History of the Entire World, I guess. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button to get notified, I guess, when I make more. I don't know how to do this. Hit that like button. That always helps out. At least lets me know if I did a decent job. Yeah. Thank you.